Hi beautiful people, welcome back to Zoshami's kitchen where we make amazing meals and amazing bakes using the simplest ingredients. Today we're going to make the famous Black Forest cake, and kindly support my channel by subscribing, and at the end of the video if you like what you see, kindly give me a thumbs up and let's go together. So you will need a mixing bowl, a spatula or a mwiko, a weighing scale to weigh all your ingredients, and for this you will need a castor sugar, the fine castor sugar, which you can make by grinding the granulated sugar. You need it fine. You will need cocoa powder, the alkaline cocoa powder, the baking cocoa powder. You will need all-purpose flour and 6 eggs. I normally soak my eggs to ensure that they are at room temperature. You will need baking soda and baking powder, cooking oil, the vegetable cooking oil, and definitely your mixer. I used the hand mixer here. So here we mix all our dry ingredients, that is the cocoa powder, the all-purpose flour, and we will also mix the baking soda and the baking powder. I will put the measurements in the description box. So you mix that well to make sure that they are all mixed well. So you need to ensure that all of them are well mixed. So you dry your eggs from the water using your kitchen towel or kitchen napkins, and then you will have to separate the egg yolks and the egg whites. Now this is where it is tasking. Separating egg whites from egg yolk is not easy. There are so many methods that you can use. You can use your hand as a sieve. You can use the egg separator if you have one. You can use the method that I'm using. I find it easy. So yeah, so you find what works for you. You transfer your egg whites into the mixing bowl, and then we're going to mix these egg whites until we get a stiff peak. It becomes very foamy and you get a stiff peak. So let's get mixing. Here you can use the whisk, the hand whisk, but it's going to be like a lot of work and you have to use a lot of muscles there. So if you have a hand mixer or the standing mixer, the better. But you can still make a Black Forest using your whisk, only that it will be a lot tasking. So there we have it. We have our stiff peak. Now we're going to carefully sprinkle the castor sugar on top of the egg whites, because we don't want to collapse all the air bubbles that we've created by whisking these. So we're going to carefully sprinkle that little by little, and also we're going to sprinkle our egg yolks on top of the sugar and the egg whites, carefully, bit by bit, for the same purpose. We're going to add our vanilla essence. And the cooking oil. Sprinkle carefully. You don't want to collapse the air bubbles that we've created. Now we whisk all that. You start on low and then you go on high. So we whisk that until it forms, or like with chunks. You see it falling in chunks. Black Forest is very sensitive cake. It's a very sensitive cake, so you have to be careful. There we have it. Now we sieve the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. Sieving also creates more air bubbles, so you really need to sieve that. And then you can do it in two separate, like you can like half a bit of it and then you do half a bit of it later. So there we have it. And then here we carefully, like we don't use a hand mixer here. We just slowly mix that, carefully taking care of all the air bubbles that we've created there, because for this, remember, we are going to, like, we want, like, we are relying so much on those air bubbles. For the Black Forest cake, we are relying so much on those air bubbles. And kindly subscribe to my channel. Kindly support a girl to grow. Subscribe to my channels. I promise I'm going to share more ingredients, more recipes. You can check out the rest of the recipes that I've shared and the videos that I've shared. Gives me a thumbs up if you like the video at the end of the video and other videos, and I'll be a happy soul. So there we have it. Carefully do that. You don't overmix this. Make sure you don't overmix this. The moment you see there's no flash, stop at that. Don't overmix. Now for this one, I normally like to use the parchment paper because it's a sticky cake. So you just you're using your oil, butter, but you make sure at the bottom, at least at the bottom, you make sure that you use your parchment paper. I use 2 6-inch. For this one is a 1 kg cake, 2 6-inch, which is half kg tins. Yeah, and they yield very good like amount of cakes. Yeah, so it gives me a tall cake. But you can also use the 8-inch, like 1 8-inch tin, whatever works for you and the kind of cake you also want to like create. So you transfer that to your baking tins. And they are ready for the oven. So while our cake is baking, we're going to make our sugar syrup. Remember, Black Forest cake is a very dry cake, so we need to use sugar syrup to like feed it, to make it moist. So you will need your sugar, your water, and any essence, that normally the vanilla essence. So you want to heat that on your saucepan, and then do that on low heat until it starts forming bubbles and become a little bit sticky. So yeah, there we have our sugar syrup is ready. We're also going to prepare our strawberries for the filling and for the topping. So you will wash your strawberries and then separate around 10 strawberries, cut them into small pieces. These are going to be for the filling. You can also check out my video on making strawberry compote, which is a very good filling for such cakes. This one is also a quick way of fixing that. especially for the Black Forest cake. So yeah, you cut them into small pieces. Add castor sugar or the icing sugar if you have that, and then you'll add warm water. I normally prefer warm water. It melts the sugar faster and also removes the juice from the strawberries better. So you'll add that and then allow that to rest for some time so that all the juice from the strawberry has come out. We're also going to prepare our, like for this cake, I normally use whipping cream. This is the best we use for this. Is a soft cake, so I mean we're gonna use whipped cream for the decoration and filling. So for me, I use Pristine. There's no promotion here, so I normally prefer Pristine because it works best with me. You can choose any brand that works best with you. So you whip that using your hand mixer, and then to form like a good stiff peak, but don't over whip because it will form a lot of air bubbles and it will be hard to like use on the cake, especially if you want a smooth finish. So you whip your whipping cream to a good consistency. Like for me, that is ready. Look at that, guys. The cake is so soft. You see how it bounces? That's how you know the cake is well done. So you cut off the hard top. That one you don't throw it away or eat it. You will use it for like decoration. You'll see what I do with it later. Set it aside. And then for this one, I made 3. And for this one, I'll only decorate the half kg. I won't decorate the other half. So this one I did 3 layers of cake. So I did cut 3 times to get the 3 layers. Yeah, there we have it. My 3 layers are ready. You put a little bit on the board, like a little bit that will hold the cake from moving when you're moving it or when you're decorating it. So you put, I normally start with the top or the medium, and then the one that was at the bottom, I put it now on top, like I flip that. So that there goes our filling, our sugar syrup. This makes the Black Forest cake moist. You can use a lot of fillings. You can check out different fillings. You can use alcohol. Other people use alcohol filling. Other people also use the strawberries, like juice, to fill that. For me, I find sugar syrup just simple since I still use the strawberries to fill it. There's so many fillings, even amarula when you're making the amarula cake. So this is just for the basic, simple Black Forest cake. You can enjoy with your kids and everything. And then after the sugar syrup, you add your whipping cream, the first layer of whipped cream. This depends with your clients if it's for selling or how much whipped cream you like in the middle. Some clients say they don't like a lot of that, so you have to go with your clients' preferences or your own preferences, depending if you're making it for your own home. So you do that, and then you add your strawberries. Now they are well done. They are sweeter because sometimes strawberries can be bitter, a little bit bitter. So there we have it. You do your fillings of the strawberry and then you put the other layer of the cake. So you see this is the one that was at the top when we started cutting. So with that one I put in the middle. You put your filling and repeat the same with all the other, like the rest of the layers, like what we did on the first layer. Your whipped cream, and then your strawberry filling. Then now finally the top layer. This has to be the flat one. Then you start decorating your cake. You move your palette knife back and forth, back and forth. You can crumb coat your cake and then store in the fridge. This one I was in so much of a hurry, so I just did that, the first crumb coat, and then I did the second layer immediately. When you're satisfied, now you smoothen that out, and then we wipe our board, and then we're ready to decorate our cake. You can use chocolate shavings, or you can be creative and use the crumbs, the one that I told you not to, the one we cut from the cake, the one I told you not to throw away. Now that one the cake crumbs, you smash them into small pieces and then you put on the side, and then we have our Black Forest cake. Yeah, you add little by little everywhere. Make sure that they're evenly distributed to give you a good finish, like a good beautiful finish on the side. On the top, you can make any design you like with them, and then you do your rosettes or different kind of flowers or different kind of decoration on top. For me, I like the rosettes with the Black Forest. They come out this is just a simple design. So, and then your strawberries, you cut them into half. You can put them fully, depending with how the kind of finish or beautiful finish you like. So for me, that was it. Simple Black Forest cake. You can make for your family, for your home, like for your friends, kids' birthdays. They like the Black Forest cake. Now, our beautiful cake is ready. Kindly don't forget to support my channel by subscribing and also giving me a thumbs up, and also sharing this if you feel like there's somebody who can make this amazing Black Forest cake. And also you can go and watch my other videos and leave me a comment.